In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to recreate this underwater portrait effect using Adobe Photoshop. So this is a really simple, quick and easy method, and it can really change the appearance of your portraits. So let's go back to the start and I'll walk you through the process. So when you're selecting an image for this, you can use any portrait you like, but what I find is that portraits with some hair movement just plays up to the effect and makes it look a little bit more interesting. You're also going to need an underwater image. It can be any image you like, it doesn't really matter. Some with bubbles does help and make the effect look a little bit more interesting again. So the first thing we want to do then is come over to your underwater image, and you just want to select the move tool at the very top, click in the middle, don't let go, and just drag your cursor all the way to your portrait and then drag it back into the middle and then let go, and that will place the image over the portrait. So if we look at our layers here, you can see there's our water image over our portrait. Now what you can do as well is just come to the opacity and just bring that down. This will just help you align up the image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this image and use this area here over the face. So I'm going to press Control Command T just to transform, right click, and then I'm going to select flipped horizontal, and I'm just going to move this across, hold down the shift key and just increase that size. So if I zoom out, you can see where I'm going to position this. So again, holding the shift key down, just drag this up. Just need some more space over that side. So I think somewhere around there will look pretty good, because it means that we've got some detail on the eyes, and then bubbles just coming up into that mouse there. So I'm going to click on the tick at the top and then zoom in. So I'm going to change the blend mode from this down to color, and that's going to give us our kind of blue tinge to the image. It's going to match the color for us. So then we want to just duplicate this layer again. So press Control or Command J just to duplicate that, and then this time we're going to change the blend mode to hard light. So just scroll up and you'll see hard light is there. So that's looking pretty good. So the next thing we want to do is just blur these bubbles a little bit so it looks a little bit more realistic. So come up to the top where it says filter to blur, and then select Gaussian blur, and you can blur this as much as you want. If you continue going, then you'll obviously blur all of the bubbles out. So I find anywhere between 3 and 5 pixels is good, and that will give you a realistic looking shot. So press OK to that once you're done. Now we want to come back down to the original background layer here, and we want to duplicate this. So Control Command J, and then we're going to drag this all the way to the very top, and now we're going to create a mask. So just come down to the bottom here and click on the layer mask, and that will create a mask up here. You can see the white box has now appeared. So now what we want to do is come up to Image and then select Apply Image, and we want to make sure the blending mode is on multiply and leave everything else as it is, and then just select OK. And you'll see there that what that's done, it's just brought back some of the color of the portrait. So you can come up to the opacity here and you can change this as well. So if you want to bring some more of that color back, you can. It's a very fine balance. I reckon about 70% on this looks pretty good, and that works well. So now what we want to do is just create some color enhancements on this, and what I usually do is go through each of these layers and just create some adjustments. So I'm going to click on the layer 1, come down to the bottom here, and I'm going to select hue and saturation, and I'm just going to push that saturation up a little bit, and I'm going to change the hue just to bring in a little bit of blue. Here we go. You can see there, it just makes a little adjustment there to the tones up here. And then same with layer 1. I'm going to come down to the bottom here, and this time I'm going to select color balance, come down to the yellow, and I'm just going to push this blue up a little bit, and with the magenta I'm just going to bring that up a little bit, and then add some cyan, or you can add some more red. It really depends what you want. I'm just favoring more of the blue tones with this really. And then at the very top I'm going to do another adjustment, and it's going to be a hue and saturation. It's going to boost that saturation up and the hue towards the blue a little bit, not too much though. There we go. That looks good. And with this particular image here, her eyes are dark. They are dark within the shot anyway, but we can certainly adjust them, make them a little bit brighter if we want to. So you can dodge and burn that. You can do pretty much whatever you want with that really. We can do a levels adjustment and just control the levels there, just push them up a little bit. That's probably the easiest way to do it. And then just add some black in so we don't lose that contrast around there, and maybe just bring this white point in. There we go. So if you look at that, that is the finished article. So it's a really, really interesting effect. If we come down to here and just take a snapshot, you can see what I've done. So that's the before and that's the after. This is the one I've done previous. So you can see there that it's a little bit more contrasty, and that's just simply because I've added some more adjustments. So you can see here I've just added some color balance, some hue and saturation, some levels, and so you can play around and literally get the effect that you want just by messing around and just adding some more color to it. So it's that easy. It's a really, really fun process, and yeah, something I really, really enjoyed doing. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope that's helped you. I look forward to seeing your pictures. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.